Hey, this is Jake with the Tractor Yard, and this is a Bad Boy ZT Elite zero-turn mower. So we've been a Bad Boy dealer since about 2004, and the ZT Elite has been around pretty much that entire time. This has been Bad Boy's bread and butter machine and their top seller through all those years, and they've just continued to improve on it, and I think it's really hard to go wrong with this machine at the price point. I personally mowed with one of these for about 3 years on a property that was a little over 3 acres. It was a pretty good mix of just easygoing grass and rough pasture, and this machine performed perfectly. I would say it was just the right size for that 3-acre property. Bad Boy's build quality is second to none. Their frames are completely fabricated, all welded steel, and the decks are going to be 7-gauge all the way around with a doubled up edge that wraps the entire leading edge of the deck. The ZT Elite comes standard with rear Reaper tires, front pneumatic tires, and 4 anti-scalp deck wheels. Looking at the front of the mower, you can tell just how heavy built this front axle is. The forks are extremely heavy duty, and the ZT Elite is the first model in the lineup that's going to have the independent front suspension that really makes for a nice ride. One thing about Bad Boy is they really go the extra mile on build quality and design. All these deck hanging systems, from the smallest machine up to the largest, have at least 6 points of contact. This makes for one of the most robust deck hanging designs on the market, and you have absolutely no issue stepping up on this machine. Now, the ZT Elite has a few different deck options and a few different engine options to choose from. You can go with a 48, a 54, or a 60-inch wide cutting deck, and you can choose between a 24 horsepower Kawasaki, a 26 horsepower Kohler, or a 27 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. When comparing machines of different makes, to get an apples-to-apples comparison, you always want to look at the drive systems. Now, part of what makes the ZT Elite a premium residential model is that Bad Boy's using Hydrogear ZT 3100 commercial-grade transaxles, and these are serviceable. One thing that sets Bad Boy apart from the competition is just how easily serviceable their machines are. You can immediately flip up this foot plate without having to remove any hardware and get access to your deck belt. Similarly, you can flip this seat up, and it's got a nice retaining strap so you can get access to your battery, solenoid, and some of your electrical components. You've got a good quality high-backed seat with armrests, and you've got an adjustment to move your seat forward and back. Another nice feature are these pivoting adjustable drive arms, so that you can adjust these forward or back to fit you perfectly. The step grip tape is a really nice touch. It makes getting on the mower extremely simple. Sitting on this machine, I'm about 5'10", and I've actually got to scoot the seat forward just a little bit to get to this deck lift. And to lift this deck, you've got this really simple turn dial on your right-hand side. So you're just going to push to lift the deck and select your height and lower the deck back down. On the left-hand side of the operator station, we've got our fuel tank with mechanical gauge. We've got our parking brake and our choke. And on the right-hand side, we've got the deck adjustment, electric PTO engagement, ignition switch, hour meter, and our hand throttle. We've also got some good storage back on this side, a cup holder, and some more storage on this side. As far as manufacturer warranty goes, the ZT Elite's going to come with a 2-year limited warranty covering parts and labor on the drive system, the spindles, the clutches, and most of the other components, with a few exceptions like the engine, which may have a separate warranty. Like most of these engine manufacturers, are going to have a 3-year parts and labor. If you're comparing the ZT Elite and the Bad Boy lineup, it falls immediately between the ZT Avenger and the Maverick. So the ZT Avenger is going to be one step down in the residential lineup, and the Maverick's going to be the very top end residential or entry level commercial. So you can see a little bit of a side-by-side size comparison. There's not a whole lot of footprint difference, but the ZT Elite is going to sit a little bit taller than the Avenger and a little bit shorter than that Maverick. Weight-wise, it'll be right in the center. And usually the way Bad Boy works is when you go from Avenger to Elite to Maverick, you're stepping up in engine horsepower option, and you're also stepping up in drive class. Operating this machine is about as simple as it gets. Key on ignition. Little bump of choke. We really appreciate you watching our video. If you need more information or pricing on some of these units, check us out at thetractoryard.com or call us at 918-486-4464, or check us out on YouTube for more content similar to this. Appreciate you watching, and see you next time.